All right, so we now have our little head ball. Sorry, I'm getting caught up here. We have our head ball, and it looks somewhat like this. Now you're gonna wanna start rolling your head. So what you're gonna do is take strips of wool. So I tore my wool. And you're gonna put your head ball in the center and start rolling. You're gonna keep firm pressure on the ball as you roll. Don't let go. This has to be firm. I can't even tell you enough how firm you want to keep your head. I tuck my ends in as I go. So I'm rolling it until the end of my strip. You can make your strips as long as you want. Then I'm going to grab another strip, put it the opposite direction, and roll it that direction. Making sure you're holding it tightly. Grab another strip. I tend to have a bunch of strips just laying and ready. Now we're going to go the opposite direction again. And keep alternating which direction you're rolling to kind of continue a nice circular head. Now I probably forgot to mention, you're going to want to have your stockingette prepared like in the tutorial, or I like to use just a white cotton sock. You're going to want to have that on hand as well as a tape measure. I'm going to add another strip. Our goal is to have this ball we're forming right now to be 15 to 17 inches around. Depends on how big you want your head. If you roll extremely tightly, you can go with a smaller head. Or if you just want your baby to have a bit smaller of a head, that's okay too. So I can tell this head's not big enough yet. So I'm going to continue to roll with an extra strip. Now, a great way, if you don't feel like measuring, or as you go, is to hold the ball up to your body. I'll just grab our body. So here's my body, and it's to hold the little ball up to decide if that head's getting close to the right size. This almost looks right, so what I'm going to do is measure it, the circumference, without letting go of the ball. So this circumference is too small still. Loose, it's about 12.5. That direction. And this direction, it's once again 12.5. So our goal, remember, was 15 to 17 inches. So we're going to keep rolling. The more strips you have, it just, sometimes when they're too small like that, they just won't roll. So I'm going to try and roll this strip here. And as you get closer and closer to that mark, you're going to want to keep measuring. So I'm going to hold this as tightly as I can. And meanwhile, measure again. We're at about 14. So I have to grab a little bit more wool. When that happens, just hold it as tightly as you can. And grab your strips. I like to be prepared with enough, but I underestimated how much wool I needed. I think this strip will be our last. I'm just going to look at the body. This actually might be too big. But let's see. 15. So that I'm going to stop there because I roll very tight. Just going to pull off a little bit of the excess. Now holding that, we're going to take a sock or your stockinette, and I turn it inside out. I'm going to put my hand inside it and attempt to get it over top of the head. Now I can't do this without bringing it closer to my body. So I'm going to stop the video here for a minute. I'm going to pull it into my body and get this stockinette over or get some help, and I will be right back.